I'm really sick and I'm supposed to be in bed, but I've slept so much, a dental botch-up. We won't go into the details. And my brain is in overdrive, and so I'm going to read to you an article that I just printed on and sent out to all the editors of Canada, every member of Parliament, federal, provincial, Prime Minister Trudeau, Premier Doug Ford, and so on. And it's on my website, but I'm putting it in video because a lot of people don't like to read. And Invitation to Commit Fraud, 2018, October 18. Secret destruction of joint tenant survivorship rights. Millions of land titles representing billions of dollars of capital investment are held in joint tenancy in Canada, yet these titles are seriously flawed. One joint tenant can defeat the survivorship rights of his or her spouse. In other words, Ontario law and all provinces in Canada but Saskatchewan can defraud a spouse or registered owner of his or her survivorship rights with impunity, facing no punishment, and it is perfectly legal. My research has proven over an 18-year period beyond a shadow of a doubt that secrecy allowed in our laws is a critical flaw. Severance in secret not only robs the surviving spouse the right of survivorship to the matrimonial home, but robs them of the right to make financial arrangement for their future, since they will either have to sell when one spouse dies or buy the heirs of that spouse who left their half share to. Without even having prior knowledge of the severance, they are left completely helpless to protect themselves. After 60 years of marriage, would you have the money to buy somebody out for half of your inheritance that you suddenly lost and didn't realize that you'd lost it? I don't think so. And this is considered justice in Canadian provincial laws. Secret filing on title without registered owners even having the right to be informed is an invitation to commit fraud. Title fraud is rampant in Canada, more so than any other country. And yet your members of Parliament are not in the least bit interested in banning all secret filing and putting a stop to the fraud it promotes. It's my opinion that something so criminal as secret filing should come under the federal laws of Canada, that the province shouldn't even have the right to make such a law. But failing that, every provincial parliamentary member of Parliament should protect their constituents by banning secret filing and providing a law that will protect them. The only way to end fraudulent abuses is for members of Parliament, attorneys, and judges to recognize a flaw so dangerous to title stability as to make the rights of registered ownership of real property in Canada as non-existent. In effect, they have no rights whatsoever in law. Most people who purchase a home or investment property do so believing that the laws will protect them, and as joint tenants on a matrimonial home, they have the right to inherit their home upon the death of their spouse. The reality is, however, they could not be more wrong. Their misguided belief makes them easy target for fraud and vulnerable victims for loss and destruction of their life savings, home, and investment real estate properties in Canada. Anyone can sever joint tenancy in secret without consent and without the law requiring that they even be served notice of intent to sever. Anyone can put on title a change filed in secret by lawyers, such as fraudulent mortgages, without the registered owners even having the right to be notified. An executor has the right to file in secret his or her name on title and take full ownership to all properties upon the death of one of the joint tenants, without the surviving joint tenants even having the right to be notified, without the heirs having the right to be notified. Well, plenty of his executors sold the properties and absconded with the money and left little or nothing for the heirs. And they got away with it. I cite several examples after 18 years of research where secret filing encouraged fraud and allowed the criminals to get away with it. Mother and I lost our home as a direct result of a law that made the invitation to commit fraud so easy that both my father, Nick Upchan, and my brother, Frank Upchan, simply could not resist it. It is immoral, unjust, and inequitable financially for a law to encourage and permit a joint tenant spouse to terminate the rights of survivorship on a matrimonial home without consent in a marriage that has not been dissolved by separation or divorce. A law that allows for such severance without consent allows a spouse to, in effect, have his cake and eat it too. And I quote the majority of this from a 1986 Fordham Law Review by Samuel M. Fetters. I am Trudy Trahan-upchan, the founder of the nonprofit www.rights4realestate.com. What more can I say? I keep threatening to quit because I'm so sick. But I really felt that this was something that, when I came across it, I had to share it. I certainly hope that somebody somewhere someday, perhaps Mike McDermott, might be able to be successful where I failed. God bless. And please, Canadians, fight and get us a democracy. And vote. If you don't vote, you get the government you deserve. I've been voting since the day I was first allowed. I have never